Hey everyone, this is Lei. Something really interesting crossed my mind yesterday when I was pondering over the Artemis program, which, as many of you know, is the space program that will send the next American to the moon. I was thinking this over because I wanted to understand the strength of the American space capability over the Chinese. Because to be frank, there really isn't much competition going on. Both countries seems to be doing their own things. The American administration wants to return humans to the moon by 2025, and the Chinese want to land someone on the moon in 2030. Now, this does not mean that the Chinese can't land humans on the moon by 2025, but it seems as if the Chinese are avoiding the competition consciously. But this observation is of course not good enough. Think about the Chinese Beidou positioning satellites, the Chinese version of GPS. They're obviously the Chinese middle finger to the United States, saying they do not trust US-controlled security infrastructure anymore. And as I was pondering over this, one project came to my mind that was the Dear Moon project. The Dear Moon project plans to send 10 to 12 people to the moon along with the sponsor Yusaku Maezawa riding on the brand new Starship. This moon trip is supposed to happen earlier than the American moon landing in 2023, which is just 1 year from now. And surprisingly enough, SpaceX may be able to make it on time if the Starship development speed continues at its current pace. But why Dear Moon? Why have I thought about this? Because this to me is an important difference between the Chinese approach to their space program and the American approach. Let me explain. First of all, Dear Moon project was initiated in 2018 by the Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa, and he is the founder of Zozo, an online fashion brand. After selling his personal stake of the company to SoftBank and Yahoo, he moved on from his former life and decided that he wanted to be an astronaut. So astronaut he is. With his money from Zozo, he initiated the Dear Moon project to fulfill his dream of traveling to the moon and inspire young people to achieve beyond their limitations. The most exciting thing about this project at the time was that it was going to be carried out by Starship, which of course at the time was still called the Big Falcon rocket, and nothing was built yet. When the Dear Moon project was announced back in 2018, it was groundbreaking for 3 reasons. First, humans have not been to the moon ever since the return of Apollo 17 in 1972. It's been exactly 50 years. Secondly, if the Dear Moon project is successful, it would be the first civilian moon travel project in the history of mankind. Past Apollo missions are government-led and are a lot more expensive. And lastly, if the Dear Moon project is successful, it means that the Starship is completed and SpaceX has achieved its goal to build a fully reusable rocket. Now, with this story, we can finally come back to the meat of the video. Why China and the United States are gridlocked on their space competition. At this stage, I do not think anyone could question that both China and the United States are powerful actors in space. Both acquired great space capabilities. The United States come with old money, technology accumulated over decades of invaluable flying experiences, and the Chinese are a young startup. They have the leftover tag from the Mao era, but much of the Chinese space program is built after its market liberalization since 1994. Let me list a few critical space capabilities that only China and the United States have them all. The ability to land on the moon, the ability to send humans to space, the ability to home astronauts in space for 6 months. In addition, China and the United States are also the only 2 countries that have complete GPS system over our heads, which means precise positioning on the ground and possible reconnaissance. Only China and the United States have them all. But what made their approaches so different is what the Dear Moon project shows us. Private profit-driven companies in the United States versus state-owned enterprises in China. The CNSA is directly led by the State Council of China, which is China's NASA. And the CZ series rocket manufacturers are also state-owned assets under the direct command of the State Council of China. This is the key contrast with the United States. Starship is of course led by SpaceX, a private company. This will be a key feature of the US-China space competition. Can a centralized planned space program do better than a private profit-driven company? The answer is not too clear to me at the moment. Current narratives like to portray this contest as a contest between inefficient state-owned enterprises and profit-driven market actors, and therefore SpaceX will win and its private inventiveness and its market-driven factors will prevail. But this narrative directly contradicts our Cold War experiences. Of course, during the Soviet-US space race, both the United States and the Soviet Union space program are state-led projects. This is what makes the US-China competition so interesting to me. I can tell you what the best outcome is. In any universe, the best outcome would be for the United States and China to realize that the best way forward is to work together on space projects, but as long as the current conditions continue, collaboration in space between China and the United States does not seem to be a possibility. Is the Chinese 40-year state-led economic miracle a myth, or are they really onto something? Can the Chinese beat the US in space? Only time will tell. This video is supported by Brilliant. Now, after watching all of that, are you curious about how GPS or satellite works? I know I am. So check out Brilliant.com to see how you can satisfy your curiosity in STEM subjects in a fun, practical way. Brilliant offers an intuitive, hands-on learning experience through visually stimulating and intuitive puzzles. They recently released a new course called Everyday Math that will teach you fractions, data, and basic geometry in a great new perspective. If you're ever stuck, the course will provide an explanation to see where you went wrong. One of the most critical parts in developing any piece of technology in the modern age is computer science. And one of my favorite courses on Brilliant is the Computer Science Fundamentals, where I can practice computational thinking. Without any coding experiences or math required, I was able to explore a few algorithms and learn to develop problem-solving techniques. The thing I love most about Brilliant is the structure of the course that makes it fun, bite-sized, and creates a low-pressure environment to learn. It all sounds exciting, doesn't it? The best way to learn STEM is to try out Brilliant today. Head to brilliant.com/curiouselephant to sign up for free. The first 200 of you to do so will also get 20% off the annual premium subscription, which gives you access to all courses. Thank you for watching.